Afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. Finally completed a very simple little thing that I've been meaning to do for quite a while. I actually had to order some more of them. These little mirrors that you put on the outside of your Tacoma, obviously, so that you can see down the side, so that you don't ruin your brand new tires or wheels up against those nasty curbs. There will be a link down below. These things are really cheap, and you'll be amazed at how often you use them and how handy they are to have to see where you're at. Particularly if you're a fast food junkie and you're always going around those curbs at the fast food place, you know, the ones that are always all scraped up and have the black marks all over them. That's because you, me, and everybody else always seems to hit them because you don't know where your rear tires are. These little things will get rid of that. Love it. One of the cheapest investments you can come up with to protect your wheels and tires. But let's talk about what I really wanted to talk about today, because I am getting excited. You know, when talk first started about the 2024 redesigned Tacoma and its power plant, the 4-cylinder turbo, and then ultimately the hybrid, I was a bit disappointed. I thought there's no way I'm going to like this thing, right? It's going to be underpowered, it's going to be slow, it's going to be a dog. Well, I tell you what, a couple of things have changed my mind. One is the new Toyota Prius. The other is the new Toyota Tundra, sitting right out there on the other side of the Jeep. Now, you may be wondering, well, how did those change your mind? Because they're awesome. This new Prius with its hybrid power plant, I mean, it is just a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder with hybrid assist, if you will. That's what I'll call it, because it's not the prime, but it is awesome. It's quick, it's responsive, it gets great gas mileage. I don't think the new Tacoma is going to get really great gas mileage. I think you're going to see an improvement of somewhere between 3 and 5 miles per gallon. If we're lucky, we shall see. This thing over here, I'm up to a little over 43, 44 miles per gallon right now and climbing. And there's nothing more satisfying than when I get home or to my destination, turn the car off, and that little screen comes up and shows you what mileage you got on that particular trip. I'm in the 50s every time. Simply amazing. But it's not fuel economy that excites me about this new Tacoma, and I am excited now. It's the responsiveness and the power. You know, I recently picked up a new Tundra. Check it out. It's over at RobMotive JT, and I've got to say, it is awesome. It is a 6-cylinder twin turbo, and man, does it go. The more I drive it, the more I'm convinced that it is just as powerful as the bigger V8 was before, but better fuel economy. Now, that doesn't mean I'm getting great miles per gallon right now. I'm at something like 14 in my little trips around the city. But in the other one, the V8, naturally aspirated, I was lucky to hit 10. So it is an improvement, and I imagine once I get it out on the road, I will be taking a long distance trip in it, that I should probably be somewhere in the 20s, I think, once I get this thing out there on the road and run it. Although what's going to be interesting to see is how it does at higher speeds, because I'll probably run somewhere between 75 and maybe 90 miles an hour on this trip. It's a long trip. And it's a lot of it out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm going to want to get to where I'm going as fast as I can get there, right? So we'll find out. There'll be all kinds of different driving scenarios in that trip. But this new redesigned Tacoma, the more I get in these two vehicles, the more I get excited about it. Because I don't think Toyota is going to let us down. I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle between the Prius, not as close to the Prius as it will be to the new Tundra. And only in power. I expect it to get better fuel economy. Again, 3 to 5 miles per gallon more, something like that. I'm so excited I'm making myself sweat. Although it is 95 degrees out here right now, so that might have something to do with it. And it's humid. But anyway, I am so excited to get this thing in the hybrid form. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, why aren't you getting just the regular Turbo 4? Well, I don't want the Turbo 4. If I am going to trade off this awesome truck, which is what I'm going to do, and it is awesome, then I'm going to get the full version, everything that the redesign has to offer, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me to go ahead and get something that is lower, if you will, from a design standpoint. I don't know that it's going to be any lower in performance, but I want everything thrown into it that I can get. You know, in the past, I have bought lower trim levels, and there's nothing wrong with those, particularly if you're a big-time heavy modder or you just don't need all the bells and whistles. They work just fine. But then I've always wanted more. I've wanted automatic up windows, power seats, push start, touch entry, all the stuff that you have to spend more money for and move up in trim levels. So between that, wanting the extra options, and being able to experience the full hybrid version, which has everything that Toyota's going to have to offer. I mean, they're going to throw everything at that model, right? The one thing I will be curious about is how much it's going to cost. You know, are we going to be talking about a $50,000 Tacoma? I can probably stomach 40s, but 50-some thousand for a Toyota Tacoma, that's going to be a hard one to swallow, right? Because in the end, it is still a truck. I don't know. We shall see. I keep hearing rumors about all these high prices, but it's all the talking heads on the internet that don't really have any information. They're just taking guesses. So we shall see. I'll reserve my comment on pricing, for the most part, until we actually have something sound, something solid from Toyota, which, by the way, should be coming soon. We're in, the end of September into October now, wherever this video falls. I suspect that sometime between now and probably the end of November, hopefully sooner, I think maybe the end of October, we're going to see a screen come up where you can actually build this new Tacoma, and obviously we're going to know all the options and pricing then. We shall see. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know. Have you changed your mind at all about this hybrid version or Turbo 4 Toyota Tacoma that's coming? Or are you still steadfast that you're going to stick with the what will be older technology and maintain the V6 naturally aspirated? Leave a comment. I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.